Hello, welcome to my channel, The Ascension Guide. I'm your guide, Joe Martin. So today's video, I was driving and got a message about being an optimist, a pessimist, or a realist. And the way that having your sort of outlook on the world changes the way the world is for you, and how we perceive reality is in the terms that we are usually viewing it from. So if we are in a pessimistic view, if we're angry, if we're depressed, if we're in those lower emotions, lower astral planes, however you want to look at it, then we are going to view things in a different light a lot of times. And sometimes one can be the precipice for the other. So what I mean is, perhaps the most classic example is the glass is half full versus the glass is half empty. So a pessimist obviously would say the glass is half empty, while the optimist would propose that the glass is half full. And the realist would say that the glass is both half empty and half full. And none of those are wrong. It is just your perception and the way that you view the world. And I think that in this perception is a microcosm of how we view the world. Is the world negative? Do we view the bad in all things? We live in duality. There is two sides to everything. And so do we focus on the bad side of duality? Are we constantly pessimistic? Are we constantly optimistic? Do we see the best in every situation? And I think the way that we view these things changes our perception, so therefore changes our reality. We are either moving upwards on the scale of consciousness, or we're moving downwards. And when we're at about the 500 level, right in the middle, you can go either way. And so if you're constantly hovering around these areas, the way you view that question may be different depending on where your state is. So what I mean is, if you're below the 500, if you're in anger, grief, or depression, some of these other lower emotions, vibrations, then you're going to feel that glass is half empty. And if you're riding on the other side of things, if you're feeling joy, peace, love, then you're going to view it as half full. And you can also be a realist about the situation from both sides and say that it is both half empty and half full, but you're choosing to see the good in things rather than the bad. And I think that's the important point, is we can choose to see it from all three different angles, and we can say that all three different angles are exactly true. But what we do is we put ourselves in the vibration that we want to be in, the way the law of attraction works. So if we are attracting lower things, pessimist things, if we are saying that, well, it's almost gone, it's half empty, that's where we're going to vibrate, and that's what we're going to attract. Now, if we want to do the opposite and attract abundance and attract the good life, the love, the peace, the joy, then we view it as half full. And we can also, like I said, view it as both and be objective about things. But the way that we can put our energy and what sort of energy we want to put into things, we have control over that. We have control over the way that we view how these things work. And so I think by changing our viewpoint, changing the way that we look at things, changing all of these, because the reason that this whole video came about and I got this message from Ariah was that I was sitting here driving, contemplating the way that I used to view things versus the way that I view things now. And I used to be very pessimistic. It was always the worst possibility. It was always, if this, if anything can go wrong, Murphy's Law, it will, and I was always that pessimist. And now my outlook is so much different. And I have people, asking me all the time about the way the world is and all these different things. And they're like, how could you be optimistic? And sometimes I don't even really know where the optimism. I think it's just a product of where I'm at and where I can keep my mentality now, where I can keep my vibration. And I think it's a natural byproduct of that. And I think that with that being said, it's the reason why my reality is the way it is, the reason why I feel optimistic about things, and the reason is because things are good now that I see things in a different light. I'm able to choose the way that I want to see things. I made a video a while back where I can link in the description here, where we were talking about the duality of Disney. And there's lots of things that people know about Disney. I'm not going to go into either side of it, but there's joy that's been brought to the world by Disney, and there's been less than joy, evil, maybe you even call it. And so, but which side do you want to focus on? Because both are true. Disneyland, the movies, all of the things that Disney has brought to so many people has made them so happy. And then there's the other side that has done a lot of other disgusting things. So, but which side do we want to focus on? Both sides are both true. If we always are looking for the bad in every person or in every situation, then that's what we're going to find. If we're looking for the good in every person in every situation, then that's what we're going to find also. And now, this doesn't mean that if there's a person or a situation that is dragging you down, that you have to persist in that situation just in order to say that there's some sort of good in that person. The good from that person may be that you just recognize that that's who you don't want to be, or an example of something that you don't want to be. And that may be the only good that you can pull from that person, but you still find that good in them, if that makes sense. So, not a long video. I know it's been a while since I've been posting videos. A lot's been going on. I will be catching a lot of people up on a lot of things as my next book comes out. We'll tell a lot and catch up my whole story everywhere that's been going on. And I will continue to post videos as they come through. I know that's not exactly what my mission is right at the moment, but this one came through today and I felt compelled to make this and get it out there. So I hope you guys got the understanding of what the message was and what it was trying to relay to you. If you got any value out of this, I'd appreciate you liking and sharing so other people can get the same. And look forward to seeing you in the next video. Love and light.